If you've lived in Japan, there's one thing you know for certain. Japanese fruits are incredibly expensive. From your bog standard, run-of-the-mill supermarket fruits to your more high-end, one-of-a-kind, super luxury gift-giving fruits, no matter what level you go to, when compared to an international market, Japanese fruits are ridiculously expensive. In my local supermarket, one apple costs around 300 yen. That is insane for one apple, especially for myself coming from the UK. I'm used to getting a big bag of apples for about £2 or £3 basically. So coming to Japan, it was a massive shock when I went to a supermarket to get, my daily intake of fruit and vegetables, only to find that my entire shopping budget was going to be completely wiped out by 3 bananas and a tangerine. So we know Japanese fruits are incredibly expensive, but I wanted to know exactly why they were so expensive. And there's a series on YouTube you can watch called So Expensive, and it dives into the nitty-gritty of Japanese fruits, the agricultural industry, and it really looks at why these fruits are so expensive. I watched the videos and I found them really interesting. It said that there's a lot of work that goes into making these fruits. There's a lot of skill, a lot of technique. There's like generations of cultivating these fruits to make this weird, pristine produce that no other nation can recreate. Or at least no other nation wants to recreate, because it's a massive pain in the ass to make some of these fruits, honestly. The steps they go to create some of these produce is actually bloody insane. I really wanted to experience high-level fruit farming for myself, and luckily I knew someone who was working in a grape farm down in Okazaki. It's a place in Aichi prefecture. My friend reached out to the owner and asked them if I could also come down and help out on the grape farm. And luckily they said yes. They're really happy to have the extra help. Surprisingly, if you actually come to Japan and you want to help out on like a grape farm or a fruit farm or some kind of rice harvesting thing, there are lots of like different international programs that will take you on like a kind of farm stay adventure where you can spend a certain amount of time in a farm somewhere in the countryside of Japan, helping out the farmer with their harvest or kind of anything else they want you to do there. Because there's still a massive move of people going from the countryside to the big cities to kind of earn a higher income, the countryside need more people to help out on their farms. So if you are in Japan and you want to do some kind of a farm stay program, definitely look out for one. They would actually love the help. But I've got to warn you, it is back-breaking labor, which leads me back to the topic at hand, grape farming. We took the Shinkansen down to Okazaki a day early because I wanted to explore the city, see what the vibes were, and most importantly, grape farming starts really early. I would have to have woken up at 4 AM to catch the first Shinkansen down to Okazaki to get to the grape field on time, and even then, I would have been late to get to the grape field. Harvesting starts early. These grapes are up from the crack of dawn, honestly. So you get to the grape farm, I'm dressed up, ready to go, and the second I get there, the owner looks at me and he's like, "You are not in any kind of equipment that is good for grape farming." He's like, "You're gonna get drenched, none of your clothes are waterproof, you don't have gloves." He's like, "You are like inept to this. I'm gonna give you some equipment." The owner was really, really nice. He gave me like a bunch of like equipment, some waterproof clothing and such, gave me all like the grape scissors, a bag, a massive thing of like paper to make paper cones around the grapes, and then we all walked up to the grape farm to start harvesting these grapes. At least I thought we were going to be harvesting grapes, but here's where reality really set in. Because initially, when I was asked to go to this farm, I believed my job was going to be run up to the farm, cut some grapes down, cut a few off for myself, give a little tasty taste, put them in the basket, easy, easy, easy. I knew the vines were going to be kind of low, but I thought, I could just crouch down a little bit, cut some delicious grapes off, one for me, one for the basket. You know how it is. Easy day, in and out in 5 hours. No, this isn't labor. This was hard labor. This was the most intense labor I've ever done in my entire life. For anyone, if anyone ever tells you that working on a farm or doing any kind of farm job isn't skilled labor, you're insane. They're not thinking. This is the most skilled labor I've ever done in my entire life. Let me break down the day's tasks, and there are only 2 of them. Very simple. Task 1 was to cut the grapes. I know, straightforward, just cutting the grapes. The grapes are in very tight bunches, and for order for the biggest, juiciest grapes to grow, you have to strategically cut all the grapes that are kind of too much in the way, or they're growing in a weird direction, or grapes that, by the look of them alone, aren't gonna grow to their full potential. Me, first time on a grape farm, first time seeing a raw, undeveloped grape, I don't know which of these grapes are good. They all look the same to me. So obviously I couldn't do that job. This was a very important job. If you cut too many grapes off, the bunch is useless. If you don't cut enough off, the grapes aren't going to develop to their giant grape size that Japanese grapes are known for. So I was given a simple task. I was to follow around the group doing the important job. And I was to staple little paper hats onto these grapes. I know what you're thinking. Easy job. Straightforward, easy work. Little cone hat, little staple. Here's the problem. I'm not the shortest man in the world. I'm not the tallest man in the world, but let me tell you, I'm not the shortest. And these vines are very low down. In order to get into the vine palace that these grapes grow on, you have to bend all the way down. I'm talking limbo from the 90s bending all the way down. I'm talking you're half doing the split, trying to get yourself low enough to shuffle into these vines. And after about an hour, you are feeling it. I realize there are certain ways one can bend down when cutting grapes. You can do the traditional squat technique. After about 25 to 30 minutes, your legs will be on fire. You can do the lean back technique. This is also a great technique. However, your back is going to kill you after about 45 minutes. Or you can do the split technique, where you push your legs as far apart as you possibly can to lower your center of gravity enough so you can lean back just far enough so your back is not in intense pain, so you can reach the grapes and prune them or put on caps. The problem with this technique is everything hurts after about 20 to 30 minutes. I worked out the best technique was to shuffle around the 3 techniques, 20 minutes doing one, 30 minutes doing the other, 40 minutes doing the other, and then just rotate for 8 hours. And that's all we did for 8 hours in the rain in the mountains of Aichi. Was it beautiful? Oh my god, it was amazing. Beautiful. Okazaki town, beautiful town. The people are friendly, the food was delicious, the drinks were flowing, the company was wonderful. Honestly, a wonderful town. I'm gonna go back sometime soon. I want to do grape picking in the vineyard again, but you know, without the back-breaking labor part of it. But I digress. The grape farming itself, back-breaking hard labor, would never do it again. Very painful. You're crouching down the entire time until lunchtime, then you have like a 45-minute break before you're going straight back to the field. I think after lunchtime is when I really hit my fatigue, and I am... Oh, hold on. I'm getting a call from Jordan after lunchtime. Oh yeah, go ahead, Jordan. We hear you loud and clear. I just had the quickest, like, 10-15 minute break after basically squatting for an hour and a half, 2 hours, trying to not get my hair completely ruined by the grapevines. Clearly not working, but now straight back into the grape fields. We're gonna like finish off this, I assume, second hour and a half of grape hatting. Yeah, honestly, it's exhausting work. I don't know how people are going so hard, and like the old women up there are going so hard, so constantly. Like, how are they not tired? I mean, they don't have to bend down, so that's good at least. But still, it's a lot of hard work. All right, we're going straight back to it. Whew. Catch you guys up there. Yeah, thanks, Jordan. Good luck with that. I'm actually still feeling it in my back. It was a very painful activity, and while I might not be doing any more grape farming anytime soon, I definitely want to help out on some other luxury fruit farms as well and see what the difference is between how they harvest and grow fruits in Japan compared to how they do it in the UK or America or other countries that also harvest like a good vast quantity of like fruits and such. After a long day of hard grape labor at Grape Prison Incorporated, we went back with the owner, was hanging out in his little office, and we're talking about, you know, the different grapes he grows, how he grows them, and he had a bunch of frozen grapes left over from his last harvest. He was passing them out, we're all like sharing the grapes. A lot of work, a lot of love, a lot of care goes into growing these grapes. This isn't like a big, machine-heavy grape farm. A lot of the grape farms in Japan are just like this. It's a guy and his wife and his local helpers getting stuck in and doing most of this stuff by hand, because to get a product of this level you have to go in by hand and look at every single bushel, every single grape, and prune them individually, check them individually, check the lighting, the colors, the water level. It is It is a very, very, very difficult job. And at the end of the day, we sat down, he handed me a nice cold glass of grape juice and said to me, you know, is it worth it? Do I think the labor is worth the product? And let me tell you, it's worth it. They can be a little bit expensive, but if you're coming to Japan and you want to try some high-level luxury fruits, there's two things you should definitely remember. One, when it comes to luxury fruits in Japan, there are levels to this. There are scales. There are the super expensive, highest level, $2,000 per grape, per mango, per watermelon style of fruits. And then there's more of the more affordable end luxury fruit where you're paying $30 to $40 for what will be the greatest bushel of grapes you ever eat in your entire life or something like that. You're paying $20 to $30, but the experience is still very luxury and the grapes are absolutely delicious. The second piece of advice is a lot of these farms will do kind of all you can pick, all you can eat grape sessions for X amount of time. They're normally a lot cheaper. The last one I went to was up in Yamanashi. It was about 2,000 yen for an hour and a half of all you can eat grapes, where the system is really straightforward. You cut a bunch of grapes down, you eat a bunch of grapes, you cut another bunch of grapes down, you eat another bunch of grapes. As long as you eat one bunch of grapes between however many people you are in a group, you've made your money back. Considering one bunch of grapes is normally about 4,000 yen, depending on like how insane these grapes are. Option 2 is not only the most cost-efficient way to experience Japanese luxury fruits and vegetables, it's also the most fun way to experience Japanese fruits and vegetables, since you get to run around a farm in the middle of the countryside eating various fruits. It's something I'm definitely going to do again, probably at the farm I visited where I was doing backbreaking deep mine grape labor. Are the grapes worth the effort put in? Yes, 100%. 100% it's worth the effort they put in. To this day, grapes I've eaten in Japan are far superior than any grape I've had in any other country. Will I ever work on a grape farm again? No, 100% no. It is back-breaking labor. I think the most I would do is help with the grape harvesting. I'll help pick the grapes, put them in a basket maybe, but never again would I prune and cut grapes. It is honestly back-breaking labor, like seriously. Guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you there. If you're liking these videos, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what video you want to see next. Let me know if there's a luxury fruit that you want me to check out. I will go to the farm and I will work that farm for a day. Will it kill my back? Most probably, but I'll do it. But I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Bye bye.